Yeah, if you haven't seen in the last few days, there's been a lot of layoffs around tech, especially gaming. Riot laid some people off. Twitch has laid people off in the last week. Amazon. So many companies have been having layoffs. And now, unfortunately, Overwatch slash Microsoft slash Activision Blizzard is now one of them. And as of today, Microsoft lays off 1,900 Activision Blizzard and Xbox employees. Mike Ybarra, president of Blizzard Entertainment, has departed from the company, and previously unannounced Survival IP has been canceled. So I'll go through all that. There's a big article here. There's another big tweet from Mike. We'll go through all of it. That's like mostly the high level stuff, but let's dive into it really quick. I'm really sad. I mean, obviously it's sad to see so many people lose their jobs. Mike leaving as well has been around for like 20 years. And the survival game has been canceled, which, funny enough, in the last week, me and Emong have been joking about it a lot, playing Pal World, and been like, oh, like, maybe the Blizzard survival game will kind of be like this. And, well, there goes that. Okay, Microsoft is laying off 1,900 employees at Activision, Blizzard, and Xbox this week. While Microsoft is primarily laying off roles at Activision Blizzard, some Xbox and ZeniMax employees will also be affected by the cuts. So it's primarily roles at Activision Blizzard. That's pretty spooky. I mean, they also just had a merger, so I'm sure there's a lot of roles that overlap. So it's like not that surprising. But also, if you know anything about the world of business, it's kind of cutthroat. And there's been a lot of wage inflation over the last couple years. Basically, it's been a job, like a really good workers market. So people have been able to demand more money. So, people job hop like crazy, getting more and more money, which is good. But now, because there's so many layoffs happening, even if a company really wants those employees to stay, because now it's becoming a tough job market, and you can actually just lay those people off and then put their jobs right back up immediately at a much lower wage. And because people are desperate, they will take it. And it's fucked up, but it's what happens, and really sad for those people. I hope not many people in the Overwatch team have been affected, specifically because, no one I know at least has been hit, but it sucks. And the cuts work out to roughly 8% of all overall Microsoft gaming division, or of the overall Microsoft gaming division that stands around 22,000 employees in total. The Verge has obtained an internal memo from Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer that confirms the layoffs. So here's his memo internally. It's been a little over 3 months since Activision, Blizzard, and King have joined Microsoft. As we move forward in 2024, the leadership of Microsoft Gaming and Activision Blizzard is committed to aligning on a strategy and an execution plan with a sustainable cost structure that will support the whole of our growing business. Together, we've set priorities, identified areas of overlap, and ensured that we've all aligned on the best opportunities for growth. Hey, listen, man, I don't want to call out too hard here. Hold on. I saw this the other day. I'm going to be yoinking from Calvary again because guy does great work. Here it is. So there's 2 tweets the other day, literally yesterday from Calvary. So Overwatch 2 said to have reached 50 million players, according to former head of global marketing Sam Saliba. The game had over 50 million active users since launch. Source reported on by this person, and it was over on LinkedIn. Now, if you don't know much about LinkedIn, they're probably, talking about their successes and whatnot. And then the follow-up one, we'll just keep it quick. Overwatch 2 allegedly generated 225 million in revenue. Former head of global marketing Sam Saliba shared the achievement on his LinkedIn. This comes after the game's transition to a battle pass / item shop model, again posted down here with a link. So it's a little fucked up to, in one sentence, say, hey, we're focusing on, still in making sure we're profitable. I would probably say a lot of the heavy lifting of Overwatch 2 has already probably been done with, making the engine again. So, I don't know. Just want to point that out. Anyways, let's continue. As part of the process, we've made the painful decision to reduce the size of our gaming workforce by approximately 1,900 roles out of the 22,000 people on our team. The gaming leadership team and I are committed to navigating this process as thoughtfully as possible. The people who are directly impacted by these reductions have all played an important part in the success at Activision Blizzard, ZeniMax, and Xbox teams, and they should be proud of everything they've accomplished here. We are grateful for all the creativity, passion, and dedication that we have brought to our games, our players, and our colleagues. We will provide our full support to those who are impacted during the transition, including the severance benefits informed by local employment laws. Those whose roles will be impacted will be notified, and we ask you that you please treat your departing colleagues with the respect and compassion that is consistent with our values. Looking ahead, we'll continue to invest in areas that grow our business and support our strategy of bringing more games to more players around the world. Although this is a difficult moment for our team, I am confident as ever in the ability to create and nurture the game stories and worlds that bring players together. All right, that's a lot, but alongside the layoffs, Blizzard president Mike Ybarra has decided to leave the company. As many of you know, Mike previously spent more than 20 years at Microsoft. What? Now that he's seen the transition through, wait, no, I think this is 20 years at Blizzard. I think the story's wrong. I don't think he worked at, did he work at Microsoft? No, I don't think he's even old enough for that. So this is wrong. Was he was ex-Microsoft? So he worked 20 years at Microsoft? What? Anyways, 20 years at Microsoft. Now that he has seen the acquisition through as Blizzard's president, he has decided to leave the company. As Microsoft's game content and studios president, Matt Booty, in an internal memo. Microsoft plans to name a new Blizzard president next week. Alan Adham, Blizzard's chief design officer, is also leaving the company. As one of Blizzard's co-founders, Alan had a broad impact of all of Blizzard's games. His influence will be felt for years to come, for both directly and indirectly, as Alan plans to continue mentoring young designers across the industry, says Booty. Blizzard previously has announced survival game has also been canceled. I hate that. As part of these changes, Booty says Microsoft will be shifting some of the people working on it to several promising new projects Blizzard has in the early stages of development. Okay. The layoffs come the same month after Riot Games, Google, Discord, Twitch, Unity, eBay, and others announced cuts. Yeah, we were talking about this earlier. Microsoft completed its $68.7 billion acquisition of Activision Blizzard in October, following 20 months of battles with regulators in the UK and US. Former Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick stepped down at the end of December, with Microsoft not appointing a direct replacement. Instead, a suite of Activision Blizzard executives now report up to Matt Booty. Today's layoffs come with just a few months after the big Xbox leadership changes saw Sarah Bond promoted to Xbox president, leading all Xbox platform and hardware work. Booty was also promoted to president of game content and studios, which includes overseeing Bethesda, ZeniMax Studios, and Activision Blizzard. Oh, we're linked in with Bethesda? Uh-oh. Microsoft last announced big layoffs a year ago, affecting 10,000 employees. The software marketer is due to report its fiscal Q2 2024 earnings next week. Wait, what? Which for the first time will include results of the impacted Activision Blizzard acquisition. So they're trying to make the books look better for shareholder meeting. Oh, that's so fucked up. I mean, that explains, I didn't realize. Yeah, that explains all the layoffs from all these other companies. It makes their books look a lot better for next shareholder call. Oh my God, what the corp of dude. Okay, here's Matt Booty's internal memo in full. Blizzard team, as you have read in Phil's note today, is a challenging day as we say goodbye to some of our colleagues. This is a difficult process, but one that will best enable Blizzard and Xbox to deliver ambitious games for our players on more platforms and in more places than ever before. We are moving forward with a more focused strategy across Microsoft Gaming that sets up the sustainable growth and that aligns our talent and resources to our top priorities. In addition to the events today, Mike Ybarra and I have been discussing his future and some of his personal passions for some time. As many of you know, Mike previously spent more than 20 years at Microsoft. Now that he has been seeing the acquisition through as Blizzard's president, he has decided to leave the company. As we move forward, we will continue to build on that positive momentum that Mike created and strive to continue exceeding the expectations of Blizzard's players. I want to thank Mike for his leadership and for his partnership and counsel since the deal closed. I know he plans to travel and spend more time with his family. We wish him the very best. Additionally, Adam, Blizzard's chief design officer, is leaving the company. As one of Blizzard's co-founders, Alan has been a broad impact on all of Blizzard's games. His influence will be felt for years to come, both directly and indirectly, as Alan plans to continue mentoring young designers across the industry. The new Blizzard president will be announced next week. For those who are impacted, being informed in meetings starting today. Given the challenging day ahead, anyone who is up to work from home and who would prefer to can work remotely today. Due to time zones and local holidays, some impacted employees in APAC and EMEA will be informed later this evening and into early next week. After the notifications are complete, leaders will bring their teams together. Please be mindful of this process in your conversations and outreach during these next few days. Oh man, I'm sure that their Slack channels are probably so fucking sad at this point because everyone's either just saying bye or is still worried that they haven't heard yet. That's details on today's actions. The changes announced today reflect a focus on products and strategies that hold the most promise for Blizzard's future growth, as well as identified areas of overlap across Blizzard and Microsoft gaming. Today's actions affect multiple teams within Blizzard, including development teams, shared service organizations, and corporate functions. As part of this focus, Blizzard is ending development on its survival game project that will be shifting some of the people working on it to one of the several promising new projects Blizzard is in the early stages of development on. Oh, no matter the reason behind these decisions, they are never made lightly. I mean, there's probably a lot of reasons behind it, but I mean, shareholder meeting coming up next week is probably one of the big ones. Changes like these affect the lives and colleagues and friends, and we're all grateful for their meaningful contributions to Blizzard, and it's their world-class lineup of games, as Phil stated, that will provide our full support to those who are impacted during the transition, including severance benefits informed by local employment laws. I understand that this is a challenging time and it can be a lot of process. Okay, so just saying thank you for working on these changes with us. Together we continue to create amazing games and our players. Oh man, that's heavy, dude. Oh, layoffs are complex. The shareholder meeting is not it. I know layoffs are complex. I'm not fucking saying they're not. There's a lot of things. I mean, they just went through an acquisition. There's probably a lot of jobs that are overlapping. But I think it would also be disingenuous to say that one of the biggest costs for a company is how much it spends on employees. And with a shareholder call literally around the corner, you just dropped off millions of dollars off of your expenses. So like that goes into your call. Like that goes into your earnings report of how much money you're earning and how much money you're spending. In a tech company, it is the biggest cost by far. It's not even close. So they probably had been planning this for a while, right? They'd probably been planning this for a while, but now it was coming up, you know? No, it doesn't, Flats. It's Q3 now, not 2. Literally said in this thing, Software Maker is due to report its fiscal Q2 2024 earnings next week. Yes, Q2 is over. So it's not going to be shown up until Q3. So at that point, it would make you think then maybe their Q2 doesn't look very good. If their Q2 doesn't look very good, then they can say, "Oh hey, like we just cut back a lot though, so Q3 will look a lot better." Layoffs almost always precede earning calls. Yeah, that's. I mean, I'm sure that like the timing of this is because of that, but this is probably something that they'd planned for a while. And I talked about it in the beginning. Even if a lot of these companies want to keep these roles, there's been a lot of wage inflation in the last couple of years because people can job hop really hard. Like it's been a really good market to job hop and try to make more money. But now that there's a lot of companies that are having layoffs and cutting back, you could, if let's say you hired someone hired someone for a job for $250,000 a year, right? And you didn't really want to hire that guy for $250,000 a year, but it was the only way you could compete with everybody else. Everybody else is shrinking down. You could fire that guy for $250,000 and put his job back up the next day for $150,000. And because there's so many less jobs, people are going to be fighting for spots and need a job. You can hire somebody again for even less. So it is what they do. People do that, especially when there's a quote looming recession, right? If people expect one coming up, and you know, it was more of a, as a worker, you could demand more money, especially in tech. But now that everybody's cutting back, even if they want to keep those positions, like let's say, you know, they're like, oh, we do need somebody for this role, but we're paying this guy, so let's cut him and then we'll get someone else for a lot cheaper, and you could probably pull it off. So, you know. Anyways, though, Mike's tweet really quick. I wanted to thank everyone who's impacted today for their meaningful contributions to their team, to Blizzard, and to player lives. It is an incredibly hard day, and my energy and support will be focused on all those amazing individuals impacted. This is in no way a reflection of your amazing work. If there's anything I can help with, connections, recommendations, etc., DM me. Oh, that's nice. To the Blizzard community, I want to let you all know that today is my last day at Blizzard. Leading Blizzard has been an incredible time, and being part of the team shaped it for the future ahead. It was an absolute honor, having already spent 20 plus years at Microsoft. I thought he spent 20 years at Blizzard. I wonder how long he was at Blizzard then. And with the acquisition of Activision Blizzard behind us, it's time for me to once again become Blizzard's biggest fan from the outside. To the incredible team at Blizzard, thank you. Words can't express how I feel about all of you. You are amazing. Continue to do incredible things, and always keep Blizzard blue and the player at their foremost of every decision. To all those impacted today, I am always available to you and understand how challenging today's news is. My heart is with each and every one of you. Yeah, that's pretty sad. Because Mike gave a pretty moving speech at BlizzCon too. I haven't personally known anybody from like the Overwatch team or Activision Blizzard, like anyone that I know of or follow or anything like that. I haven't seen anybody affected personally, but I'm sure there's tons of people out there that have been. So I hope that they find new places. I hope they find places that they can land on their feet. Yeah, it's definitely kind of a sad time.